to speak your mind, speak your mind, speak your mind.
Speak your mind, speak your mind, speak your mind.
To speak your mind.
Speak your mind.
You know, I like speaking my mind. Everywhere I go, I like giving my opinion. Speak your mind on Deen TV.
Ed Martin coming to you live from Cape Town CPT, once again on Speak Your Mind on Deen TV. I'm here with Jane Candento today, and today we're going to be targeting the important topic of unemployment. Unemployment, you ask me, what is the unemployment rate? Well, basically the unemployment rate is where they measure the amount of people actively looking for a job as a percentage of the labor force in our country. Well, what can we say about the unemployment rate so far? In the first 3 months of this year, it's risen from 24% to 26.4% alone. So that means that the people of the amount of unemployed people in our country went from 600,000 to 5.5 million in 3 months. That's crazy. Our unemployment rate is the highest it's ever been since 2005. So basically we're celebrating what? 10 years of our unemployment rate rising at 12.8% on quarter and 9.2% year on year. So seeing as recent stats show that our unemployment rate is currently sitting at 5.5 million people without a job in this country, let's hear what the public has to say about it.
Speak your mind on Deen TV.
Cape Town with Sipati.
Yes.
Sipati, tell me, hearing that the current unemployment rate is sitting at 26.4% after 3 months of it being at 24%, what do you feel about it?
I think it's getting worse and worse. Nothing is actually improving in South Africa, unfortunately. And I think it's more about the government really to be blamed. And also the economy as well, because the petrol prices are going up and up, and most people are not being able to afford. The electricity is also going up, and obviously those people that are even middle class that are working, they cannot even afford. Unemployment for me, I think the main reason is because most companies, because of Eskom now, of high load shedding, companies are closing down, and the government is not helping. So, yeah.
Okay, well, at the end of the day, do you really think it's the government's fault? And this is just a question, you can openly speak your mind. Do you really think it's the government's fault when it comes to people not going out there and looking for jobs?
It's not entirely the government fault. It's the country at all, because I mean private companies are also responsible for that. People themselves, they are also responsible for their own improving their own living conditions. Yeah, but job opportunities are not there. You know, we also sitting with students that are highly qualified, but they cannot also graduate. They cannot also make it into the workplace. For me, I believe that if the taxpayers' money can be used adequately, then that will be able to assist the economy of the country, because I mean millions of South Africans are paying tax, and if that money is being utilized effectively by the government, they will be able to put that money where it's needed, and they will also assist young people as well to establish, you know, small business enterprises, and they will be able to subsidize them into getting their businesses off ground. So at the moment, I don't think really the tax of our tax is being utilized correctly by the government. So with the red tape, with all those corruption things going on, so it's not helping at all.
This is Hamza Khan and Speak Your Mind on Deen TV.
Yo, this is Jade Martin again on Speak Your Mind. I've got
Lutando.
And I've got
Maliziwe.
Well, today we're talking about unemployment. Guys, hearing that the recent unemployment stats show that the amount of people currently looking for a job in our country is 5.5 million after being 600,000. What do you have to say about that?
Well, it says a lot about the states of the nation, about the president, where we are as a nation. And I think we need to learn from that and in moving forward, actually. And I mean, nowadays you can have a degree, but you can still be unemployed, you know.
True.
So you have to have a PhD onwards, you know, to get such work. So, you know, it means a lot as a nation, and we still to, you know, we have a lot to learn in that, actually.
Yo, my man Mali, thanks for that, Ando. My man Mali, what do you think are the main contributing factors to the unemployment rate keep rising up the way it is? I mean, as we hear, it's been the highest it's ever been since 2005. So in 10 years, our unemployment rate hasn't gone down at all. What do you think are the main contributing factors to this?
I think what's been happening, first of all, I think that the unemployment rate in South Africa is a crisis, and I think out of the total number of people unemployable, it's about 68% are youth between the ages of 85 to 35. So I think the government and what they've done has a lot to do with it. I don't know whether they're not creating the right environment for investors to come through, create jobs, and yeah, basically it's just the government hasn't really been doing much. I think it's one of the, together with education, obviously, it's one of the areas where they've been lacking much.
Oh, well, as you heard it right there from a youthful man, from a youthful man himself, the government has been lacking in certain areas. But another thing that I want to bring across is guys coming straight out of university, graduates, I mean, they are forced to take positions as interns, unpaid positions, just so they can get their foot into the door. And I mean, that's how bad it's gotten. That as you heard, that you can have a degree and still not have a job. You can be qualified and still not have a job. Guys, what do you think that our government needs to put in place to help this unemployment crisis?
Well, I think for me, first of all, you have to involve the youth in the process of making everything good, actually, in the process of healing, actually, the nation. What do? You cannot employ someone because they were in politics. You know, you cannot say, I know you because you're part of my family, you know, or I know you because of your family status, you know. So I think we have to get rid of that. And we have to have people that sort of understand how politics work, understand how the nation works, how the world works, because the world sort of evolves in different ways, and the world evolves in many things. And if we don't learn that, people go to school because of being educated and they want to change the world, but if we don't sort of like take all those skills and use them in improving the nation, then we are failing, which is where we are right now. Because right now people get employed because of they've got family, you know, all that, you know, so all that is involved. That's why the nation's sort of sinking down, because of we're not involving the youth.
Yeah. Well, Mali, as you heard from Tando here, he's talking a lot about the youth. Do you think that the youth is currently on board with battling this unemployment crisis? Do you even think that they notice that there is an unemployment crisis in this country?
Look, I think it's quite conspicuous. So I think what also the youth, as much as it's got a lot to do with government, I think it has a lot to do with also the youth taking initiative. I mean, we've got brilliant people, youth with skills. Yeah. So I think also if you could sort of utilize organizations such as the, what you call this, the youth, the NYDA, yeah, so the National Youth Development Agency. If you could use those, I mean, effectively to really empower youth so that they can go into entrepreneurship and really create jobs to employ young people. And also, I think just to add on to what Lutando said earlier, it has a lot. We've gotten to a stage where, in terms of employment, it's not about what you have or what you're capable of doing, but who you know now. Exactly. So we sort of need to get rid of that. Really that culture, if I can call it that, and really start employing people based on what skills they've got and what they bring to the table.
Thanks,
and also, if you could, if the government could really take a serious stance against corruption, I mean, almost 30 billion per year goes towards that, gets wasted in corruption. So that money could go into more, nation building, more constructive things, such as creating the right environment for youth employment.
Cool. Thanks, man. Thanks so much.
Hi, I am Sylvia. This is Speak Your Mind, Deen TV.
It's your boy Jade Martin coming at you straight from Cape Town, CPT, CBD. This is Speak Your Mind on Deen TV. And with me I've got Peter here. He's going to share his thoughts on the unemployment problem in South Africa at the moment.
Yes, Jade. I've got lots of my friends that went overseas after '94, which they call the brain drain, because there was just no work for white guys anymore. Highly skilled guys going overseas because no more work. Yes, I think overseas investors are scared to invest in our country. They are leaving our country because politically it's not going well. I think the political leaders must do their job. We've voted them in, now they must do their job, and they're not doing their job. And if there's stability in our country, people will come back and invest their money. I think that's the problem. That's the main problem.
I think there's some wise words there. Annalie. Annika, how old are you at the moment?
I'm 12.
You're 12 years old. Annika, what do you think, as a 12-year-old from a youth perspective, what do you think is the big issue here when it comes to the unemployment problem in our country?
I think people lose their self-respect because they don't have jobs, and
they just give up.
They just give up, and then nothing's going to happen. The problem's getting bigger, because they don't have their self-respect anymore.
Okay, and from your side, obviously you're still in school and you're going to be graduating. Do you think that from a female side you're going to make any difference, or do you have any plans on making any difference when it comes to creating job opportunities for people in this country?
Yes, I would like to do that, but I don't know what way.
Well, you're 12 years old, so I mean, it's still cool to not know. Well, there you have it from Peter and Annika. Unemployment problem in South Africa, it is a problem, it's something that needs to be addressed, and slowly but surely our country isn't getting anywhere when it comes to it.
Sipati, speak your mind on Deen TV.
Yeah, I'm thinking that with an unemployed people, it's actually increasing, right? That here in South Africa there is a lot of, like cheap labors. You understand what I'm saying? People are hiring the other peoples from maybe other countries, and then when they come here, they sell the actual companies to tenders, and the tenders they actually getting bribe or something like that, and they paying people less money, right? And this is how it happens.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Patrick. Patrick, tell me, you having the job that you have now, knowing how important it is, how easy would it be for you to be able to get another job if you were to lose this one that you had now?
Actually, it is very, very, very difficult because this is also my second company, right? This is my second company. I've been on this company before, right, while I was like looking for a job or something, and then just due to the nature of a strike and we actually strike as a security, so I went to the retailing, so I was actually a salesman. I became a salesman. I was working for a Mosport company. Actually, I think he is supposed to give a lot of support, and especially to unemployed. And there should be like more project. You understand what I'm saying? Because now people end up now cutting electricity stuff and whatever. You understand? And yeah, but the president, he's the one who can find a way out.
Hi, I'm Andrea on Speak Your Mind. This is Deen TV.
Today we're tackling the topic of unemployment, and we're just hearing what people in the city have to say about it. Natasha, love, come and speak to me.
Well, it means a lot to me because I have a son that just matriculated, and it's very hard for him to find work. And at this present moment, I have a husband that's also disabled, used to contract for SA Breweries, got injured, and with this unemployment, they didn't want to pay and all that for his injury. I'm still fighting. So I find this country corrupt at the stage. And without transport or traveling in the morning with the metro rail is totally horrendous because we can't get to work on time. There's nobody taking step and stand for anything in this country.
So basically, Natasha, you one of those people, one of the few, or should I say one of the many, that feels the afterburn of the things that fall through the cracks when it comes to the unemployment rate, such as your husband being disabled, your son just coming out of matric and not being able to find a job. What do you think that our country or our government needs to do differently in order to change the fact that the number of people currently unemployed in this country is 5.5 million? What do you think our government needs to do to make sure that your son doesn't become one of that 5.5 million?
Well, they need to better the country, do things for the citizens in the country, help them to find work and stuff like that. There's people sitting behind parliament, government, everything, and they haven't even got the education, but they're sitting there. And they don't have the education and they're sitting there. Yeah, your son come out of matric, got degrees or whatever, and they can't find work. There's people they can't spell, they can't write.
Yeah, hello.
But they're sitting there. So I find it very difficult for myself. I put myself in that situation. I work for the Mail and Guardian.
Yeah.
And they hate the Mail and Guardian because of what they speak about. Yeah.
Hi guys, this is the consultants on Speak Your Mind
On Deen TV.
Woo!
I'm hanging with,
Cecilia, hi. Ariel, Dorcas, Natalie.
and today we're targeting unemployment. These young girls, what can you tell me about unemployment? What do you think unemployment means to you, and how do you think you guys are going to be affected by the current unemployment rate that's on such a high rise at the moment?
Well, the young people are looking around. There's less jobs because we are almost finishing university. So what happens to us then? There's no jobs. There's no anything. So what happens to us? So the rate of unemployment is really increasing. That is really bad.
I think that unemployment is very bad, and the government should do something about it, because otherwise our generation will not have jobs or anything. So I think the government should do something about it.
Sorry, tell me, do you think that you are being done in by this government? And do you think that you can make any difference at your age to the unemployment rate being so high?
There's something that we all have to contribute in this society, and I think entrepreneurial skills is very important. So we have to be creative. We can't just wait for the government to do everything, because it's not easy. So we, as teenagers, should be creative. We should come up with different ideas. Making it happen. So yeah.
She mentioned being entrepreneurial and having entrepreneurial skills. Tell me, the government has put so much red tape in place when it comes to people starting their own businesses. What do you think needs to change when it comes to this?
I think we should provide more community services by bringing up more youths and stuff, and speaking about entrepreneurship and all of that. That can help, and yeah, thank you.
Well, there you have it. Thank you so much, girls, for helping us out here and speaking your mind.
Citizens of Cape Town, don't hesitate. Speak your mind on Deen TV.
Speak your mind on Deen TV. I'm standing here with Alexandra, former employee of Parliament, and he's going to share his thoughts on the unemployment problem. Can you give us some of that nice, juicy inside details when it comes to why our country is suffering the way it is?
Well, I mean, you have to work hard, to work at Parliament as well. I came here in '82. My parents came here in '81, and we had a job. My dad was one of the best from 10 in the world to get a job here. And they said he can come to South Africa, and then they took me as well, because I was the only one from my family. And so I came in '82, and since then I worked at Parliament till 2010. I retired in 2010. My wife passed away 2011.
Sorry to hear that.
And my parents passed away 2013, both of them blood poisoning.
I'm really sorry to hear, Alexandra. But Alexandra, like we said, today we're talking about the unemployment problem that we have in our country. What do you think is the main contributing factors to our unemployment rate being now at 26.4% after it being at 24% just 3 months ago?
Well, I mean, most of the guys, they have to work hard, in school to get a job. You can't just say, no, I need a job, can you give me a job? Or something. You must have work hard for it, to the history and everything in school to get a job. You can't just say, I want a job now, can you give me a job?
Okay, I hear what you're saying, Alexandra, but a lot of graduates coming fresh out of university with degrees are struggling to find work. So basically, are you saying that our unemployment rate has nothing to do with the government or stuff that they're failing to put in place, or the lack of attention that they're placing on unemployment at the moment? So you're saying it just comes straight down to people putting themselves out there? Because I mean, at the moment we have 5.5 million people actively looking for a job that can't find a job.
I think it's mostly the Parliament. They are the fault of it, they are the big shots. They want to just do what they want to do. They put the money in the back pocket. I'm sorry to say that. And that's a problem. They don't say, I give you money now so you can go and study something, whatever, you have to do. That's the most problem, that they're just putting it in the back pocket. They think about themselves. They don't think about South Africa, because maybe other politicians from the DA and so on, maybe they are better in that way. And that's why they have the unemployment rate so high.
Okay, Alexandra, and what do you think about the fact that all of these foreign investors are just withdrawing from this country? What do you think about the fact that they're so scared to invest in this country?
I mean, for the moment we have a lot of problems in Europe, and on that side, I'm sorry to say that, with the Islamics. And so it's in a better way probably for South Africa. People coming here enjoy themselves here and don't have any problem thinking about now a bomb can go off or they're shooting there or there or there. In that way, I think South Africa is much better off.
So you're saying that there aren't any foreign investors that are scared to invest in this country, and that our country is actually pretty cool when it comes to investing in our country?
I don't think so. I think so, yes. I think they are more confident now, I'm sure, because we don't have any problems here. Some gangster, but this is so small here compared to what's happening in Europe. Maybe America don't know, you never know. You must always be vigilant, having eyes on your backside as well.
Yeah.
And that in that way, I think South Africa is much better off to get the people here, to enjoy the people here. Don't think about like what happened now with the shooting in Tunisia.
Yes, that was bad though.
At the beaches, you know, you have to have eyes everywhere. I don't know, somebody's coming shooting at you or shooting at the people.
Anyways, thank you so much, Alexandra.
Everything is perfect, I think.
Okay, thank you so much, Alexandra, for your time and for sharing your opinion.
Hi, the Speak Your Mind on Deen TV.
Rolling here with Brandon. Brandon, tell us about this unemployment problem we have in our country, man.
Well, apparently it's up to 20% or something, more than that, 26.4, which is very shocking. When you compare other countries like the US, I think Australia is only 1%. I mean, that's massive. That's about 4 times the amount of most countries. So I think what you're looking at is an entire effect on the whole economy, because when unemployment happens, less money flows into the economy, more debt gets created, more people start to become desperate, and obviously jobs get lost, investors pull out. It just causes turmoil completely in the whole system, because obviously there's a cycle of employment, job creation and consumption. So when that employment gets taken away, consumption gets affected, people actually become poorer, the money value becomes less. So the fact of unemployment, I think, affects the whole thing, the whole economy, the whole country in many different ways.
Oh man, that is such great words there. Like you mentioned, you know, your percentages, Australia is sitting at 1%.
Yeah.
Our country, our unemployment rate is rising at 9.2% per annum. What do you think we can do as a country to change that?
Well, obviously you have a new president. Corruption, obviously, because what money can be used in corruption is, well, money that is used in corruption can be used better to improve facilities like rehabilitation, getting kids to attend schools. Like obviously children have a big problem with parental guidance, and obviously the younger, more, like, how can I say, the younger, less off communities that can improve those communities and generate a culture of learning and understanding and creating skills. Like Salesians, that's an institution in Greenpoint where they actually teach young boys that have no parents and have been on the drugs and into gangsterism, to give them a chance at like learning a skill and learning a trade. I think they can actually take that further. I think that's what it lacks. I think obviously what can be done is obviously eliminating corruption and obviously having something that works for the people and starts at the foundation with the youth, younger people obviously.
Thanks so much, Brandon. Well, there you have it, straight from Brandon.
Guys, I'm Mali and this is my friend
Lutando.
You're watching Speak Your Mind on Deen TV.
Boy, Speak Your Mind on Deen TV. Comrade, let me know about this unemployment problem we're having in our country, man. Please, Baba, tell me what you think about this.
Oh, the unemployment in this country, it's like a time bomb. Because people are unemployed, especially youth. I think 70% of youth is not employed. And adults with families, 26% is not employed. So those people are all starving. You know, starvation comes with bad results. So I just hope one day this government will come to its senses and realize that people are not working and stop the labor broadcast, because it's another what you call modern slavery.
One more question for you, Baba. What do you think is the root cause of this unemployment problem that we have in our country? Where do you think it stems from?
Yeah, the problem, it lies squarely on the government of the day.
Hello.
Hi, this is Busi on Speak Your Mind Deen TV. Yeah.
You see, look at you. First of all, you are wrong when you say I look like someone well after. If unemployment affects you, it affects me. At the moment, I'm not employed, and I run my own business. There is nothing we can do to get everyone employed within any economy. People ought to start learning to run their businesses. People has to come up with their own ideas and come to people like us who are business coaches to help them to start running their businesses to success, so that they will employ someone else and employ another and employ another. We cannot all wait for government to employ people. Government will only employ very few people.